Wow, I didn't expect to see you today, Aisha. What are you doing here, by the way? I came to see a very good friend of mine. Do you remember Evelyn? She was involved in a serious auto accident last Saturday. Oh, I remember her. The same woman that survived the birth of her stillbirth baby a few months ago, right? You are right. How's she doing? Well, again, she survived. Evelyn is just an amazing woman with a pinch of miraculous survival record. So, how are you? I was hoping to come to your house tomorrow for a heart-to-heart chat. Thank you for the ride. So, what is it you wanted to discuss with me? I really do not know how to begin this. It's that serious? Did someone die? No. Then come off the sulking and speak to me, Bridget. What is really going on? It's Jason. Come on, Jason again. What now? His teacher called again. Jason has been missing classes for the past. I can't even remember. Now, they want to see his father and I by next week. We feel like failed parents. What do we do? This is making it the 6th time we are being summoned by the school authorities. I am so ashamed. You don't have to be ashamed. These things do happen. Perfection, they say, only belongs in the heavenly. We are humans, this is why we are often prone to fall from time to time. However, our strength in such failures depend on our ability to stand up and push the past behind us. Be strong, Bridget, because nothing lasts forever. By the way, I thought Jason was only 14 years old, is he not? He is. I really don't want to lose another child again. No parent should have to bury a son or daughter. Look, this is what's going to happen. I will talk to my pastor and see if you can meet him. Are you fine with it? I would jump at any help I could get as it is. Please don't forget this one thing. I won't forget. And once again, thanks for the ride. It's no problem, Amina. Say me well to your family. Oh, you're here. What are you doing in the kitchen, husband?
I waited for you. I thought you were only visiting Evelyn.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I had to go to the pharmacy for Clara's eye drop. It ran out since Tuesday. Besides, I ran into Bridget.
Oh, Bridget, it's been a while. She and her husband have been quite busy since they moved to this city. How's she doing?
She's okay. Just that they seem to be having issues with their son. He's been skipping school.
That's not an issue. Perhaps he doesn't like the present school. They should change school for him. That should solve the problem.
You should try and listen to yourself sometimes. Well, I'm going to have her meet my pastor.
You think the poor boy is possessed by some trancy spirit?
Why am I even talking to a husband who doesn't take things seriously? Just get off my way, let me make your dinner.
No problem, madam. Ha ha ha.
Jason, is that really you?
Who else? It's not as if you've resurrected my deceased brother.
Watch your mouth, young man. Now, where are you coming from at this time? Your father is everywhere looking for you.
I'm coming from school, Mom.
Did you say school? Because the last time I checked, you were missing from the same school. Jason, what in heaven's sake is going on with you? Talk to me.
At least allow me to go inside the house.
Of course. Please come.
When did he return?
About 20 minutes ago. He's dazed. Worse than last time. I tried to make him eat, but he dozed off in the chair. Worst of all, I noticed needle marks on his left arm. And you know what that means.
We are in big trouble. I think his brother's death is part of the problem. What do you think we should do?
I'm planning on seeing a pastor. Amina's pastor, to be precise.
A church? We ought to be talking rehabilitation here.
No. I won't send this one to that place. Have you forgotten what happened to Christopher after he escaped from such a place? He was found dead. Killed by gangs he owed money.
Then we should embrace the former option.
You think sending him back to Africa will heal this mess? Anyway, let's hear what the pastor has to say.
If you say so. Well, I need to get some sleep. I have a work shift in 4 hours.
Pastor, thanks for seeing me at a short notice.
It's okay. It's all to the better glory of Jesus. So what was your name again?
Bridget.
Bridget, I hear you are a gynecologist, and your husband, a neurosurgeon, right?
Yes. But what has that got to do with our son's predicament?
It's just the procedure. How old is your son, ma'am?
14.
14, 14, 14. An interesting number indeed. Shalom. Do you know there are 3 sets of 14 generations between Abraham and Joseph, Mary's husband? And Exodus 12:18 says, "In the first month, on the 14th day of the month at even, ye shall eat unleavened bread, until the 21st day of the month at even." Also, go to Matthew 1:1-17, and you will see how special your son is.
I will definitely read it. But how is this supposed to solve my problem?
You don't quite understand the system here. Are you a new convert?
I'm a Christian.
Oh, I see. You are not part of my congregation. But anyways, regardless of where you come from, before I begin my spiritual work on your son, you have to show some love to the church by sowing a seed. We accept cash, checks, credit cards, debit cards, and so on.
So, what happens to the so-called freely you received, freely you give injunction? I thought Amina was right on this one. Well, thanks for your time, Pastor Dan. But know that I'm highly disappointed in you. I will seek out solution to my problem elsewhere. Bye.
Do you understand you are not supposed to be out at this hour?
Oh, I didn't realize there was curfew, officer.
And you think being sarcastic will push this trouble away?
Is there a problem?
Young man, you broke into a convenience store, and you don't see this as a problem?
Well, it sounds to me as simply taking what I needed to survive with.
The term for your action is called stealing. You could be jailed for that. And who were those guys with you?
They are my buddies.
Buddies indeed. But they abandoned you.
That is not a good news. Where is he now? He's still at the juvenile facility. My husband and I are doing everything to get him out. Amina, I think it's high time we sent that boy back to Africa before disaster happens. You know, that is good, but there should be other better option than this. Don't you think so? His father has been pushing for this, and I don't want it to look as if I'm the one impeding this process. But has he seen Pastor Rome as planned? He said he would by next Sunday. That is good. And by the way, I apologize for my pastor's behavior towards you. I shall table this matter before the laity as soon as I get the chance. You know you are the reason we moved to this city in the first place. I know that. To allow you guys heal from the death of your son. And also, to rid Jason of the class of friends he was keeping. You meant well, my dear friend. However, this whole intention hasn't worked at all. In fact, we are reminded of Christopher's demise every time we see Jason worsening social crisis. Is there something we are missing? I'm short of ideas at this point. Let's hear what Pastor Rome has to say first.
Hey Dr. Moses, long time. Honestly, I could have sworn it wasn't you I saw in church. Happy Sunday to you. How are you today?
I'm good, Pastor.
Your wife mentioned a few things to me, and I'm glad you are here today.
Yeah, it became necessary to see you.
Oh good. Thankfully, it's Sunday. My wife is in a meeting with other lady women, and they don't have anywhere else to go to except to wait for her. So, it's good timing. Shall we sit then? Or you want us to meet some other time?
What I have, can't wait, Pastor.
Well, here we are. What can I do for you, son?
Pastor, I'm losing my mind, and family. Remember what I told you before coming to this country. I needed to build a home here. I wanted to raise my family, and give my children a future, but here I am, virtually losing my 2 boys. Then I asked myself, for what? I really thought bringing them to this country would give them the desired push to succeed in life, but failure is all that I see. Shot, and left to die on a rainy wet street because of a mere $500. Till this moment, my son's death haunts me day and night. Perhaps he could still be alive today if I'd left him in Africa. Perhaps his younger brother would be in school competing with his peers for academic honors. But here he is, serving time in a juvenile detention. Pastor, what are we not getting right? We thought bringing him to this city would help rid him of his bad friends.
Merely changing cities will not right a child's bad character. Do you know it is easier for a criminal to find his kind in a new environment than a person with unquestionable character? Listen, son, hope is only justifiably workable when we still have the breath of life. Your son, Jason, is still alive, although not exactly in the best of places, but there's hope. You and your wife are still alive. Again, there's hope. And like faith, we must always endeavor to support our hopefulness with work. I don't mean your kind of professional work, by the way. Now, 2 questions for you. Where's your son Jason?
Juvenile detention.
I like to call it a prison. Secondly, where's your wife?
At work.
Do you understand why I'm asking these questions?
I'm not sure.
You want to check who's calling you first?
Don't bother, it's work. It's always work.
A work. Anyway, here's the thing. Dr. Moses, you and your wife are the chief architect of your children's problem. That's the principal truth. You see, most immigrants often accuse their adopted country when things go awry. New country, new rules, new dreams, new struggles, luxurious expectations, etc. These are some of the things we immigrants tend to put into play or forget. We are excessively excited because we are coming to a country where we believe the vegetation is greener. Within a short time, we are fully settled down partly because of our profession or faith. Soon, we put our children in school, pick them up on time, visit places with them, and everyone is happy. But something is lurking patiently in the corner to tear down all you believe is home. Your job is the real reason you are here, and not your children. Is that not?
But I was hoping to make a future for them. That's all I ever wanted for my family.
I'm sure you meant well for your family, but you see, things aren't always the way they seem from a distance.
I just wanted a good life for my kids. Virtually all my friends have done the same thing, and their children are doing just fine. Why is mine different?
That there is one of the problems facing this generation. The bandwagon effect. You decided to abandon everything you've worked so hard for because your friends traveled abroad. Let me ask you, how many of those your friends were as established as you back home? You allowed this abroad madness to deafen you so badly you couldn't even listen to what I had to say before boarding that plane with your family. Tell me, Moses, who, aside from your friends, pushed you into selling your business? Was it your wife?
No, Pastor. In fact, she attempted to talk me out of the whole plan.
Of course, you refused to listen to her because it's a man's world, right? And by the way, you didn't think your children had prospects back in Africa? Dr. Moses, when I visited you in Africa, you and your wife owned a beautifully, well-managed hospital. Your children were in the best of schools excelling in their academics. You were happily settled. So I thought. Little did I know you were planning to abandon all that because you couldn't patiently make your vegetation greener. Now, here you are, gradually fading away in the hands of the devil in the name of work. Don't get me wrong, I'm not insinuating that work is bad, but we must create a balance to accommodate the welfare of our children, without which all this struggles. All this money is of no purpose.
Oh my goodness, when will all this trouble end?
It will only end once you have a firm resolve to do things differently, and not living and running your home based on your friends' supposed ideals. But of course, there's one good thing about your home. You and your wife are often on the same page as regards running your home. That's a very good thing. You know, since my transfer to this province, I have noticed a predominant problem with immigrants, the lack of parental attention. This problem almost often manifests in their children in terrible ways. I've given numerous talks in elementary schools, high schools, and colleges, and I can tell you categorically that there's a problem with most black, male children especially. You see, most of these kids think being black makes them automatic gangsters. I've seen many of these children with their saggy pants around schools doing drugs, and other nefarious activities that does not belong in academics. Do you know why?
Not really.
Good. When you compare a child whose parents are often around, nurturing him in the best possible way, and the child whose parents are hardly around because they are competing in the job market, then you can understand my point. But this is not the only issue facing an average immigrant family. I have had to deal with problems of domestic violence due to frustration for the most part. The other time, a man reported his wife to me because she had become a nurse, making more money than this man, so This same guy felt his wife was being disproportionately insubordinate for no just reason. I'm not saying this is not possible, but we have to be careful how we play into the tricks of our minds. Nasty things are happening in immigrant households, and we must change this awful narrative.
Thank you for your thoughts, Pastor Rome. So, what would you have us do? I'm at a breaking point as it is. My son is no longer the beautiful boy he used to be. So, we are planning to send him back to Africa once he's out of detention.
Are you or your wife going back with him?
No. He would stay with one of my younger sisters.
And this your younger sister is married with children?
Yes.
Well, my wife's meeting is coming to a close. But anyways, do you want to hear my candid advice on this?
Sure, why not?
Don't make the mistake of sending that boy to Africa alone. Especially in the state he is at the moment. Listen, that woman you are about to send him to may be your sister, but there are limits to everything in life. Your sister has her children with whom she owes everything, including perhaps her life. Equally, Jason is your son with whom you owe your existence, I believe. And regardless of your planned financial remittances to your sister for your son's upkeep, can't you see there's going to be some problems of trust in the future? Dr. Moses, if you truly love your sister, leave her out of this. You and your wife created this problem. Only both of you can solve it.
So, is it possible you are telling us to go back to Africa with Jason?
It's your choice, Dr. Moses. And listen, this country is good and packed with lots of potentials. However, this does not come free of charge. You must sacrifice something for these potentials to be fully realized. But I must tell you that your life and the life of your son matters the most. You see, in life, we do not always have the time to cherish what's important. Raising our children is one of them. Read between the line, act wisely, and pray for God's guidance. Well, as you can see, my wife is out and waiting for me. Perhaps you should come with your wife to my house for further discussions on this issue.
Thanks for your time, Pastor Rome. I really appreciate it. I think I should quickly go say hi to your wife.
Why not do that, while I get a few things from the church?
I'm glad to see you, Dr. Moses. I didn't realize you were around. How are things with you?
Well, we're fine.
I heard what you are passing through. I tried to visit you guys severally, but neither you nor your wife is ever at home. About Jason, what's really going on?
We are working tirelessly to get him out of detention. Afterwards, we would think about the next step to take. Honestly, I didn't think it would be this difficult to raise a child here.
It's okay. All you have to do is put your trust in him. He is ever ready to carry the weight off our shoulders.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I will see you again soon. And please tell Pastor Rome I'm gone.
I will. Send my regards to your wife. Bye.